Danny,
Yes.
you need to turn off the YouTube channel in the background.
Oh,
How are you?
good. I'm good. Hold on.
Yeah, but you got to turn YouTube off or we got to cut this off.
Okay.
One, two, three. Hello.
Yes, I'm here.
How old are you?
I am 30.
Wait, I know you 30-year-old folks need to learn how to start working damn Zoom. So, what do you have on the topic for me? What did I get wrong?
You really didn't get anything wrong. I just wanted an honest opinion. Like, um, okay. So I'm in my 30s. I just got separated with my husband because he didn't want to move up in like income wise. He's 42 and he wanted to stay working, and I wanted to push him. Like I would do his resumes, I would push him, I would be his cheerleader. Then after a while,
You
this
ain't even
got
on the subject
so
tonight, are you? You just calling in and ask me what you want to ask.
I just want an opinion. I really do.
Well, you could have booked a one-on-one advice session, paid me for it. Why didn't you do that?
I did. I went online, and the only one I saw was like 400, right?
That's what my advice costs.
Oh, okay.
I mean, what? I mean, excuse me. Don't think what? What did you think?
No, I think your time is precious. You're right. I just didn't know. I thought it was like, I don't know. I listen to YouTube a lot while I'm driving to work, and I didn't
Yeah,
know
but you
like,
just said you went to my website and you saw it and you said, "Oh, I ain't paying that. I'll just wait till he has a show and I'll call in and ask."
no,
Okay.
no, no.
No,
I
but let's
thought,
go ahead. No. I got time. Go ahead. You divorced your husband?
yeah, we separated now because I
How many
was
kids do you
pushing
have?
him. By him, none. I only have one.
Okay, but none by him. So he's a stepfather to your child?
Yeah, but he
Okay.
never. I
Okay.
never made him pay
I
anything. I
that's
never.
no. If you're gonna do this, we're gonna do it my way. He's a stepfather to your child, and you divorced him. Where'd you go to college?
I got my master's
Of
from
course,
national.
a master's. Go ahead.
Yeah. But I'm working as a nurse now, but
All
I
right.
switched careers later because I wanted to make more money for my daughter.
And what did you do before you were a nurse?
I was a social worker.
All right. Remember the jobs the remember the high value men avoid these women. So what's the problem? What's the question? You stepped away. You divorced your husband or separated because he just wasn't motivated enough for you and your child. So what's the
Right. Yeah, and I feel like I think I'm a solid
okay?
7,
So
maybe
there are
8.
no okay. How tall are you?
I'm pretty tall, like 5'6".
What dress size do you wear?
I wear size 11.
And how much did you weigh?
Last time I checked, it was like 145, 150.
That's bullshit.
I'm serious.
No,
I'm serious.
excuse me. Okay, I'm in male female sizing down to the science. You cannot be a size. You said 5'6"
Yeah, like
and a
five,
dress size
six.
11.
Yes.
So it's either a 10 or a 12. So you're closer to a 12. There's no way you could be.
I just I fluctuate a lot because like during the
Okay.
summer,
All right. Okay. So what you're not gonna do is not gonna talk. So you're 5'6". When's the last time
mhm,
you weighed yourself?
along like about almost a year or
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Overweight women don't weigh themselves. You're not no.
But I'm not
Okay,
overweight. I
look,
really
lady, look, lady. I'm see. Here's the thing. If you can you hear me speaking?
Yes, I can.
That means if you talking over me, you're doing it on purpose. What is it you want to know from me?
I really just wanted a real honest opinion. That's all I wanted to know. An honest opinion because you can't go to a lot of men and
An
ask
honest opinion about
their
what?
opinion to make my situation. Am I being too harsh? Am I
I
living
think you better
with
go back to your husband because if this is the way you talk to men, you lucky you had a man deal with you in the first place. Where's the child's father?
he's around.
Where's the child's father?
He's in their life.
Where's the
He
child's
lives in this.
father?
He lives in the same town as her, which is outside of Chicago.
Where's the child?
She lives with me.
So where's the child's father? In Chicago?
Yes.
What does he do for a living?
He's a loser.
What
He
does he do
drives
for a living?
he drives Uber.
So you got pregnant and had a child by a loser.
Yeah,
And then
because I
you
had her
decided to
young.
separate from the guy who was brave enough to be the stepfather. What does he do?
He's a janitor. He
He's a
works very
jan.
hard.
Yeah, but
He's a good guy.
but you separated from the good guy,
Yeah, because
right? And okay,
Kevin, I'm trying to tell you for real.
no, all right. So you're 31 years old. How old is your child?
She just turned 12 in
So you
July.
got pregnant at 18 or 19.
Yeah.
All right.
I got pregnant young.
So you honestly think you're the shit?
No, I
You
don't
have the
think I'm the shit,
master's
Kevin.
degree and a 12-year-old kid, a nurse who had a baby
Mhm.
by a loser who drives Uber,
Right.
and you had the nerve to get rid of a hardworking man for what? You think there's going to be a better one out there for you?
No, Kevin, I
Okay,
I
then what?
think I
Okay,
don't know
but
if
I'm
I
trying to
explained it
understand.
right.
Okay, I asked this question, ma'am. Don't get upset, but listen. Is life easier with two incomes or one?
It's easier with two
So
incomes.
why did you get rid of one? Because did you think you were going to go find somebody with another one?
What I wanted, yeah, ultimately,
No,
yes.
you won't. Let me tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way just hearing what I've heard, ma'am, you had a baby by a loser.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did.
Then what man who's winning won?
But I think if you like, I'm really sweet.
I
I
don't
think
give a
I'm pretty
shit. I don't
attractive. I
care.
think I'm pretty
I don't
attractive.
care. See, that's the thing. You think that matters, and it doesn't. What matters is you let a loser impregnate you. You have a loser's child. Then when you actually had a man who was character enough to marry you, yes, he married you, right?
Yes.
Then to be a stepfather to that child, did he want children?
He
Did
did,
he
but he
want
wasn't
children? Did
financially
he want
able.
children?
Yes.
Answer my
Yes.
questions the way I asked them.
Yeah, he
Okay.
did.
And are you infertile?
No.
So he wanted children, but you wouldn't have a child with him.
No, I
Right.
didn't,
So
sir.
he had to take care of a loser's baby, but you wouldn't even give that man a child. And he had the nerve to
No,
listen,
he didn't
woman.
take care of him
Listen,
though.
woman. You keep trying to see, you've told plenty of women this bullshit. You're talking to a man now.
But I'm being
You're talking
honest.
to a man now. You had a baby by a loser. And you
Yes.
expect people to give you and say, well, she's young or whatever. No, ma'am, it counts. It counts. And that child is 12
Right.
years old. And somebody
Yes.
had the courage enough, the character enough to marry you. And what did you give that man? You didn't even give him the child that he wanted, but he had to take care of another man's child. That is
No, but he
oh,
did it.
Jesus Christ. Did you guys live together?
And yes, and I pay
I
most of the
don't give a shit if you paid
bills.
most of the bills. See, you still want to tell a story from a woman's standpoint. The man had a job. But go ahead, tell us the story the way you want to, because I'm gonna teach a lesson with this. See, what she wants to do is tell us how great she is. See,
No, I don't.
I'm a teenage mother, and then I went and got a bachelor's, and then a master's, and see, I'm driven and I'm motivated. Now, how much student loan debt are you in?
A lot.
I didn't ask you that. How much debt are you in?
Last time I calculated, I just like it was like 80,000. I was
80,000. And how
just
much do you make annually?
I am making
And how
65.
much did your janitor boyfriend, husband, I'm sorry, how much did he make?
He just told me he showed me these checks and he would bring on the like overtime because it's a
How
well-to-do. He
much
worked at
did he make?
okay, like 22, 23 an hour, depending on what shift, what what
How
was a
much did?
season.
How long were you guys married?
We were married not we were been together 9 years, but we were married 7.
So you've had to file taxes. How much money did he make?
We always filed separately.
When you were in school, were you working full time?
I was working part-time, which I
So
know
no,
you're
you
not
were
supposed to do.
not. You were married while
No.
you were in school, yes? So
Yes.
who paid the bills while your married ass was in school?
Me and him.
No, he paid the bills. You were working part time.
No, but I was still paying
Oh
that was still
Jesus
paying
Christ!
half.
Listen, this and you wonder why? It's simple math, ma'am. Could you have afforded to live and go to school without him?
No.
Then when you
But
did shush. Then when you got your BS, then you got your bachelor's. Did he have a college degree?
I did that
Did he
way
have
when
a
he
college
wasn't in a
degree?
picture.
Did he have a college degree?
I don't know. We weren't together when I got my bachelor's. I
Okay.
started over in nursing. I got my RN later, so I had my master's
All
and
right.
so
So when you were okay, you said y'all been together how long? 9 years? But you
yes.
were married 7? You're
Yes.
31?
Yes.
You've been together since you were 22? So
Yes.
when you were in college for undergrad, were you guys living together?
Um no, I met him soon after I graduated.
When did you got married after you graduated from college?
Yes.
Right. And how much debt were you in when you graduated from college?
A lot.
Right. And what age did you get married? 22? And did
Yeah.
you guys move into an apartment? All
Yes.
right. And then he had a job as a janitor.
Well, when we first moved in, he didn't have a job, but I believed in
I
him, and
don't
that's
give a
why
shit.
I
He
did.
got a job. Like you
Right.
said, when you were in grad school, you couldn't have done it without him, could you?
No, when I was in
No,
nursing
you
school, I
couldn't.
couldn't
And let
have
me
done it.
guess.
No.
And when did those student loan payments start? When did you have to start making payments after grad school?
Yeah.
So you didn't have to make any payments on your undergrad.
Yeah, I had to make payments on my
So you had to make
undergrad
payments
and
on the
grad.
undergrad while you were in grad school, right?
No, it's on hiatus when you in
Right.
school.
So after you got
Mhm.
out of grad school
Yeah.
and you graduated in grad school, what year?
I don't even know. I'm just so tired. I'm just so
I don't
frustrated.
want to hear this sorry, sad shit. I don't want to hear this sorry, woe was me
You're supposed to
shit.
be my brother. You're alpha.
And I
You're
don't want
supposed
to
to
hear
be
this
my
no, because
brother.
I'm tired of black women like you who done reproduced and had a child and wants a goddamn excuse and then you get rid of good men because you think you all that.
No, I
I
don't
don't want
think
to hear
I'm.
it, ma'am. You graduated with your master's in 2 years.
Yeah,
All right, so
yeah,
you're
2 years.
roughly 24, 25. That means somewhere during your life, after you got a bachelor's and a master's, that no working janitor still had to pay some money towards light, rent, food, your college student loan debt, and he doesn't even have a degree. He had to spend money putting food in your child's mouth because it ain't his. He didn't even get
But
to, shut up. He didn't even get a child out of the deal. He's paying for another man's child who you called a loser. And then you have the nerve to come over here talking about, I divorced him because he wasn't ambitious.
but
And
Kevin,
then
I
you going to get
really.
out here on the open dating market and tell this story. You are a permanent side chick, ma'am. You're a side
But
chick because of your character. I don't need to
but
hear
I.
any. I don't need to hear any. I don't need to
How?
hear the rest of the story. I don't need to hear how cute you think you are or how special you
But
think you are.
I
I
pay.
don't want to hear any of this bullshit. I'm so sick of black women like this. Just think that because she got a degree. Remember, I got a degree and I'm a 7. I deserve a doctor now. It's these level up channels that do this shit, man. And she has practiced telling this story to women and suckers for the longest.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can. How old are you?
25.
Good. What do you got for me?
So I know you guys were talking about like the Drake situation, but
Mhm.
can I tap into the Kanye West situation a little bit? Because I feel like it's a
Go
little
ahead.
bit different.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I agree that I agree with Drake doing what he did because honestly, like no one has any business trying to do whatever she tried to do with the condom or whatever.
Good. What
But
do you
I
got
feel
for me?
like Kanye West situation is a little different.
Mhm.
I feel like only with this situation with Kanye West,
You
I
got
feel like
45 seconds.
men,
45
I'm sorry.
seconds. You got
Oh, oh,
45
oh,
seconds. Go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead.
So I feel like black men need to take accountability for being in the position that Kanye West is in. So when I say that, I mean black men getting into interracial relationships, and then later when the relationship doesn't work out, going to like black media and trying to do interviews and getting like on social media to try to get basically like sympathy and want someone to be on their side.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Right. So pretty much I'm just saying I feel like Kanye West and just
So hold on. A couple of questions. Couple of questions.
okay.
Was Kanye black before he had a problem with Kim?
Yes.
Okay, so he's not like he's never denied his blackness.
Um, I don't think he denied his blackness.
Okay, so him going to black media. I mean, he's going to the media he's always gone to.
Right.
Okay, so I think that's a reach. What you're trying to
What's a
paint it. Hold on,
reach?
hold on. Ma'am, I let you speak.
I'm sorry.
You're trying to put him in the light of somebody who really ain't in the black community like that, who married a non-black woman, and then it fell apart, and now he's trying to dust off his black card. That ain't Kanye.
No, you don't think so?
I asked you. You said he was black before. He's always used black. He's talked black. He's been. What do you? What? Where has Kanye ever acted like a sellout? When?
Well, I mean,
I'm asking you. No, well, when?
I would say there have been times where he's gotten co-signs by Trump, and Trump isn't necessarily
Ma'am. This is where you're
yes.
going to run the file because this is a lot about your feelings, and and I don't really get
Well,
it. Hold on, ma'am. You cannot overtalk me. Here's the thing. Um, like it or not, did Kanye West's wife get some black men released from jail, prison?
yes.
Okay. What did Barack Obama and the Democrats do?
I don't think
Nothing.
Barack did
Nothing.
anything
See,
for
this is this.
black
Why
community.
don't you just go ahead and get right down to it? This conversation is a lot about see what happens. You date get a white woman, and then when it falls apart, she turned her back on you. That's really what you want to say because you have a weak argument. But I'll listen to it.
You
But
said
you,
it's a weak argument?
yeah, it is. Certainly, it's very weak. You want me to show you how
What?
weak it is? Want me to show you how weak it is?
Yes,
Okay, when
please.
Kanye West and Kim Kardashian met, what did Kim Kardashian significantly do for Kanye West?
What was that?
66 fucking $1 million.
And I okay.
Don't even say another word until you let that digest. $66 million she gave her man, not her husband, her man.
Can I speak?
After you acknowledge that she
Oh,
gave this
I
man millions of dollars before she was his wife,
okay.
acknowledge it.
So
Acknowledge
can
it.
I'm gonna
Acknowledge it.
okay, I
This is
acknowledge it.
my show. You're going to run it my way.
Right, okay,
Acknowledge,
I'll acknowledge it.
acknowledge what is public information and easily verifiable.
Right.
Did
Okay.
she do that?
Yes, she did.
All right. So, what, where, or when do you hear sisters giving men that kind of money? Money,
Oh,
period.
wow. Okay. So can I argue that?
Sure. What are you going to argue?
So I would say that Kanye West, he actually legitimized Kim because when
I
he
don't
met
care about, no,
Kim,
man, we're talking finances. Kim had money, Kanye was in a hole. They both had public brands and personas, but Kanye's was lagging. And whether you like it or not, Kanye became a billionaire with his wife.
but
There's no but to it, ma'am. So your story is based on the fact of black men need to stay with black women because when you get with non-black women, this is how they do you, and that is a weak argument that doesn't even stand
but
up to the facts. What happens more often than not, 80 black men are married to black women at an 84% rate, and you guys want to always focus on the one, two handful of athlete, entertainer, musician, guys in the industry that marry non-black women, and because they experience a divorce that mirrors the same things that go on in the black community, you want to focus and say what's so bad. Mm-mm. It's a weak argument, man.
but
You
I
can,
would I, I don't think it's weak. I think it's a legitimate argument.
so you saying a
The
black woman wouldn't have did that to him?
No, I'm saying that there's a chance a black woman might, but
There's a
I feel
chance.
like,
Well, what is the argument? You said that
well,
you said, hold on. The argument you said was, I think that this is what happens when black men get with non-black women, and then they get a divorce, and here's what happens. All right, ma'am. Sorry, weak. But then you said, and then he tried to go on media, and now he wants sympathy from the black community, as if
yes.
he. That's bullshit. Kanye has never.
How is that
Excuse
BS?
me, because of, okay, man, you're just because you're losing your argument, don't get upset. You said yourself, Kanye has never gone off the reservation. Kanye has never. When did Kanye lose his black card? Is he like off? Because y'all, this happened with Alfonso Ribeiro, Carlton, the guy who played Carlton Banks, guys like Byron Allen, and many black men who marry non-black women often hear this sellout stuff. But Kanye has been black my entire life. He's never not been a black man. You
But
even
I
said
never
it.
said, yes, I never said that he wasn't black.
So why should he?
There's
So
different.
why are you making the distinction that he goes to black media? He's going to the media he's always gone to.
Well, I'm saying he's looking for sympathy because his
He's not looking
non-black,
for sympathy. He's using his platform to advocate for his ballot position. He didn't go to the black media. He's going to the media he went to before any of this stuff. The black media. That's what he's always used. That's why I said you got a weak argument, ma'am. You're trying to make a square peg fit into a round hole. You act like Kanye went to the New Republic or conservative think tanks to talk about Kim. He's went to Drink Champs on Revolt TV, the same place he's always been. True or false, ma'am? True or false?
everything you're saying is true, but that
Then what
still
does it
doesn't,
have? Then what does race have to do with anything? That's my
it
point.
has a lot to do with it because this is a black man who married a non-black woman who does culture appropriating, and now that his relationship isn't working out, he's going to black media to try to
He's
get
going to the same. The man is black. So what?
right,
He's going to the same media he's always used because he's a hip hop star. He's a hip hop artist. He's a rapper.
right.
Ma'am, you're trying to make this black, and it ain't. And here's the honest thing: you got an issue with a black man marrying a non-black woman. What's your?
Yes,
That's your problem.
it should be a black community problem.
No,
It's
it should.
not my
No.
problem.
Well, yeah. You know what the problem is? Here's the question, then, sister. How about this? Why'd y'all lose him to Kim Kardashian?
That's why black men has to hold him
No, no,
accountable.
no, 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 no. I asked, why did black women lose Kanye to Kim? Y'all want us to hold them?
That's
No, ma'am. Listen, question. See, what does your father have to say about it?
My dad is married to my mom,
That's your
who's a
problem.
black woman.
Okay, and what does he have to say about these subjects?
I, I don't know. He doesn't talk about stuff like this.
Uh
But what I'm trying to say,
huh.
what I'm trying to say is, I feel like I feel like Kanye. I'm a fan of Kanye, but I do feel like black men need to be held accountable when it comes to things like this because he's crying in the media saying
First off, stop
him.
saying he's crying. He, when it, see, this is my problem with you and women who say this kind of thing. You guys use loaded, charged language that undercuts the validity. You've got a problem when a successful black man marries a non-black woman. And you
Right.
saying black men need to hold them accountable. I'm holding black women accountable. Why are you black women losing your successful black men to non-black women? That's what needs. No, listen. White women aren't losing their successful white men to us.
Because white men have
Listen, listen. You got an answer for everything other than the fact of why y'all are losing. And now you want us to hold Kanye accountable for. And I'm asking, where were the women looking to give Kanye $66 million? Where were the women looking to bet on Kanye when he was down bad? What were the black women looking to do that? I'm asking. I didn't hear you. All I hear is crickets. And here's a problem. You think you're right, and the fact of the matter is, women who think like you, y'all are losing. Black men
women.
need to hold. Yeah, you're losing because you're not getting married. You're not getting married, and you're certainly not getting married to the men of value.
Well, I am married.
I said women like you. I did not say you. Why are black women in your losing their high value black men to non-black women?
I feel like it's more so why black men are
No,
choosing to.
no, that's the problem. You are stuck in that. Black men are choosing to answer it my way.
Okay, can you ask the question again?
Yeah. Look, do white women complain? Do non-black women complain about lose? Do non-black men complain about losing the women of their race to black men?
To black men?
Mhm.
No.
All right. Why are black women complaining about losing high value black men to other races of women and telling men they need to hold them accountable? You should be asking why these men are leaving. Simple question. If I put Kanye West and all the men who fit in his category, millionaire black men who married non-black women, and we could ask them the truth, why did you choose to marry a non-black woman? Would black women like yourself be willing to listen to what they say and make the changes that they require?
You, in general?
Would black women like yourself be willing to listen to what these men say and then, in good faith, make the changes that these kind of men require?
For me, I would say yes.
In general,
In general, I would say no. But
That's why you women like in that position lose because they're not willing to make the changes these men require. And other women are. They're willing to give the men what they want.
if they're getting divorced, they're she's
Stop
not
it.
getting he's not.
Stop it. Stop it. See, you're moving the goalpost. You got to give men what they want or they will not commit to you. That's why I said you got a weak argument. It's a race-based argument. And
it's not
it
a
is
weak
a race-based
argument
argument because of here's the problem. I've already done this video so many times. Why are black women complain about when a black man becomes high value, he leaves and go get a white woman? Okay, then why? And yeah, and here's one thing. I've done this video at least 7 times. And one thing that never happens, even when I talk to pro-blacks, I've sat down and talked to pro-blacks. And I said, look, there's a stat that says 30% of black men who are college educated and married report to have dated or dated out or marrying out. And then they went on, yeah, we need to check those brothers and hold them accountable. And I said, well, before that, don't you think it would be smart to ask these men why they're choosing to do such? Because you're losing 30% of your college educated men. Because they hate their mama, they sellouts. No, I don't want to sit down and talk to no cracker sellout coon ass nigga. And see, the thing is, I'm like, so in other words, you want to chastise the consumer for not buying your product instead of asking him, why didn't you purchase our product? You want
because a lot of it is based on, you would say, maybe attitude and stuff like, but a lot of it is driven based off of colorism. A lot of it is based off of racism.
Okay, ma'am. Then why were we married at a rate of 80% prior to 1965? Who?
Because
This is, ma'am. I need you and people who think like you. This solely race-based argument or primarily race-based argument is a losing 20th century old argument. Black, you listen. I'm talking to you and through you. Black people have to understand that even if you're right, you're still losing. Black men are asking black women to be what? Competitive. What does that mean? Fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, childless. My entire life, black men have been asking black women for several things. No babies from another man, to be fit, your own natural hair, and nice. I need you to listen. Is the average black man getting a woman that doesn't have another man's child and she's fit, meaning 5'4", dress size 4 or 6, 120, 130 pounds, and she's feminine, and she's nice? Is the average black man getting that? I don't care her color, skin color. She light skin, dark skin, fit, feminine, friendly, childless. Is the average black man getting that?
I would say you probably don't want to hear it, but I would say in my world, yes.
Ma'am,
I would say
I
in
don't care
general,
about your world. We're
I
talking
would
about the
probably,
marketplace. I don't want to talk about your world, ma'am, because that doesn't help anybody. Your world is
okay, but what I'm trying to say is in different races, you're not going to get all
ma'am.
4 of those.
I don't ask about it. Look, you keep
Can I
trying to
just get
deflect,
my point
ma'am.
out?
Fitness. 80% of our women are overweight. Today, what state do you live in?
Pennsylvania.
Ma'am, go out to any city in the United States where black people live, and I guarantee you, you look at black men and black women today as an average, and the woman is larger than the man.
Okay, so can I just get this point across? So what I'm trying to say is I'm not I understand I understand what you're saying and I agree, but what I would say is me following like reality TV and keeping up with celebrity news and stuff like that, I see this all the time. I want to bring up another couple. I would say somebody like, I don't know if you remember, but when Joe Budden's mother of his kids, when she went viral for saying black men treat Hispanic women better, but then
You're
she
how old,
got the
ma'am?
same
You're how old?
outcomes
You're
as
how
an
old?
average.
You're how old?
I'm 25.
Ma'am, no disrespect. I'm talking about Kanye and Drake today, but how often do I talk about celebrity? That's another thing in our
But what?
culture. We worry so much. What about the accountant that you know? The single black male who's an accountant. Where are the wives? Where are the black women who are wives? I don't care about Joe Budden and celebrity reality TV. I care about the people who live in your neighborhood. The single black men who live in your city. Where are the black women that they're supposed to be married to? Where's the wife material?
There's a lot of wifey material.
Really? So your position is there's a lot of wife material that black
Yes,
men
if
just
they're
hold
choosing
on,
to
hold
be.
on. Your position is there's a plenty of wife material. The problem is these black men just don't want to marry him.
Yes.
Okay, let's take that case. Then if that's the case, and if they marry another woman who's not black, then it means he did want to get married. Maybe there's a problem with the material.
But I'm trying to argue that there.
You got to deal with that, ma'am.
But I'm trying to argue that there's nothing
Man.
wrong
Okay,
with the
all right.
material.
This is a pointless argument. This is a pointless argument, ma'am. This is why I don't deal with the and more people were like, Kevin doesn't talk about the history of racism, white supremacy, and slavery because it's a circular losing argument. The bottom line is, ma'am, listen and listen very well. The black women in this country today, 26% will marry anybody, anybody, anybody that's black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Middle Eastern, or other. Listen, why is no one, why are so few, why is 3 out of 4 black women going to die alone? Black or any others? Why? They
Hello?
don't, yeah, why? Why are 3 out of 4 black women going to die unmarried?
Why? Well, why? I'm asking why.
You couldn't make this stuff up. Because I took race away. I said, why? If if white, Hispanic, Middle Eastern, and other men marry their women at a 54% rate or higher, if black women aren't marrying black men and they are wife material, then where are the white husbands of black women? The Hispanic, Middle Eastern, and Asian wives of black women? Logically,
Well,
if no, I'll ask you, logically, if they're wife material, then if black men are just uh, genetically opposed to marriage, but they're wife material, then other men should be coming to marry them in maybe not at a 50% rate, but in measurable numbers, and they're not. You don't want to deal with the fact that the issue is not black men. The reason we don't have more black families, it's the women.
well, I would argue that black
You can
women
argue
don't
what
want to
the
be
fuck
married
you
to men.
want to. The numbers tell a different story. And the fact that you're still arguing is another fucking problem. That's really the problem. You're 25, you're still arguing this. And you ladies, shame, insults, guilt, the need to be right. This is
Execute Order 66.
This is what is baked into the culture. And it was given to you young women, not through men, through your mama and big mama and them.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits, you name it.
This is baked into the culture.
You couldn't make this stuff up.
She refuses to relent. She is not going to stop. She is going to try to make it black men's issue. And more black men are saying this is stupid. We're not going to keep arguing with you. And unless you have a situation to where you're going to produce more wives for the men who want to get married, don't complain about what Kanye West or anybody else does when they choose to get married. Because, sorry, they're marrying somebody. They're marrying somebody, and if you're losing them,
Hi everyone, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Welcome back again today. As you see, we are going to, before we proceed, let's give respect to the fellow legend, Papa Kevin Samuels, for his good work he has done to the community and for bringing out the picture of the Black Women Society. First of all, let's say, may his work stay forever and may his legacy stay forever. Let's not bury his work because I think he had good work, educative work, supportive work to the community and to those living within. So today we are going to look at these two confused, can we call them disillusioned ladies who came in to speak about whatever they have to speak about, but they look fake and confused. First of all, how can you have a kid with a dad and you decide to quit the dad because you feel like you're doing the right thing and you feel like this is the right thing you're going to do or this is the right path you're going to take? At the end of the day, you end up leaving everything or you end up losing everything in the midtime of the journey. First of all, before I proceed, allow me to tell you this. You may fight for gold and you end up getting nothing. Before you want to go for high value men or rich men, first look at your baby daddy. You you can make that person rich before you look for someone rich. You can become rich together with your man before you go and look for rich men who are already occupied with people who made them rich. So at the end of the day, you may end up leaving your family and staying just like that in space. And even the person you left, you may reach there and you regret before you make a conclusion with hunger. First sit and be like, if I made this man a baby daddy, will he be better? Because if you're to look at one lady, she's like she came to blame the dad or to put down the baby daddy because they separated, so she thinks she's the wise one. So I don't know why most ladies could come to this show and they just keep on talking nonsense or useless stuffs. Okay, like serious. If Mr. Kevin would do a show and tell these ladies just speak without him directing them, what do you expect? Because someone, even when they're told the truth, you find them being so argumentative, being so strategic of what they want to talk. Some of them they don't even listen to whatever brings them to the show, but they will just keep on talking wherever it is. They will just keep on talking nonsense and useless stuff here and there. So at the end of the day, you find it very difficult to sit and defend such a person. You find it difficult for such a person to get sense in the show. That's why most of them were fired in this show. Most of them ended up being annoyed. You know what? I've realized most people they don't want to be told the truth, or to be told the facts. So at the end of the day, they end up running away from their past. And let me tell you, there is no way you will collect your past when you don't want to talk about it. If you're running away from it, you have to first admit the past. You work on your past, then that's when you will sit and work on your present. But there's no way you're going to have the present when you can't sit and you work on your past. It becomes difficult for you to organize all the both of them. You need to first work on one so that you can become better, and that is when you work on the past, then you become the better person. But if you fail to do that, then you're going to end up messing up with everything. So at the end of the day, that's what I would be. To the youth, those who are looking for marriage, feminism, and whatever you're looking for, I think you should like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel because we have more amazing videos, we have more amazing stuff, and may the legacy of the good father stay forever because I think he has more educative work and more encouraging work, most especially the ladies. Ladies, we just need to sort ourselves and work on ourselves in one way or the other. Otherwise, we are messing up everything. If we are if we aren't steady, we are going to just mess up with everything. So I think we should be steady in one way or the other as we continue to be or to do whatever I have to do. So I think that is it, and that brings us to the end of today's video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as we proceed. Bye bye. May God bless you so much and stay tuned. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. May God bless you so much to my commenters and everyone watching. Thank you so much.